This is time for you to turn that, to integrate this new energy so that your body is no longer exuding that. And once you do that, Cancer, it's going to blow up. Hey there, what is up, my beautiful Cancers, brother and sister? Nika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some Mercury Retrograde messages from Spirit in regards to career and finance. Okay, so we are getting ready to go into a retrograde. It's going to be about 30 days, right around like the 17th, 18th of July, going into August. And if you find this after the fact and there's a retrograde going on, then those messages will apply to you. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and see what messages Spirit has. These are for Cancer placements, Cancer watchers, and they are general, so take them as they resonate. But just know, even in the general reading that I just did, Cancer, anything that does show up is meant to be used as information for you to reflect on, even the good things. Okay, so you want to do a non-judgmental reflection on whatever does show up in regards to your money, and you want to use that information because it is still all to get you to go here into this new. Okay, because in that last reading that I did for general messages for Cancer, so many pages showed up that it was obvious that a cycle has closed and that now you're meant to use this information in a new way. Okay, and also before I started this video, which I never have a fly in my house, believe it or not, but I literally just had to tangle with the fly right before I was about to do this. So there may be some, because some of the inspiration I got with that damn fly was that there may be some pesky little things that show up as this is a retrograde. Do not shy away from these things, Cancer. Okay, they want you to embrace what's showing up, whether even if it is your shadow side, and just decide, I love you, I'm going to get through this, we're going to get through this together. Okay, no matter what shows up, don't use it as a reflection of life is always this way. They want you to use that information to say, okay, maybe I'm beating my head against the wall here, but if I try a different way, it might work. And if actually they're really saying that if you do try a different way, it's going to work, because the point is to shake things up. Okay? So I am going to pull one of these Cosmic Dreamscape cards, but as I was saying all of that, the bottom of the deck we had opposition show up, which is all about making compromises. Remember what I said about, you know, maybe you're doing some reevaluation during this retrograde that shows up, so you may have to first of all find a place of acceptance. 100%, no matter where you are, try to do that right now. Whether it's your business, whether it's your finances looking a little shoddy, try to find a place of acceptance right now, okay? Because that's going to be the most progress that you'll make without having to actually do anything, but just try to be okay right now, okay? And work towards how you've been doing things. That's what that make compromises showing up really feels like. It's like, okay, this reflective retrograde, what has been working, what has not been working, because even in my own personal readings and things like that, I've been getting right on down to evaluate where you're placing your energy. See if it's still giving back to you, and if it's not and hasn't been, then maybe that's going to be something that you're going to want to say, how can I do this another way, or how can I go ahead and let it go? Okay, because that's also what a retrograde is all about. That's why things show up from the past, also thoughts, people, even that reflective period of, okay, maybe return back to something that you used to love to do that you might want to bring into this new beginning with you, Cancer, okay? So let's just get an oracle card so we can get an overarching energy, and then I'll pull a career and money card as well. Yeah, I love this so much, and it's so perfect because it's exactly what I just said. We have Virgo energy showing up. That is what this period is all about. It is getting practical about what is working and what is not working. It says, tidy up your life. You are fine-tuning this transition and this transformation. This is also how you realize, because in the general retrograde, this whole period for us Cancer is about integration. It doesn't matter if you're focused on creating or a business or money, or if you're focused on love or physical condition. It is about now taking the boundaries that you set, using what you've learned to fine-tune what you're doing now, okay? And so that is why this reflective time, you're going to want to non-judgmentally, and Virgos are very practical, so they're definitely saying you want to use that Virgo energy, get practical about what's working, get practical about what's been draining you, and cut that shit out, straight up. Okay, because we had it show up with descendant energy as well, which makes a lot of sense, because this actually says 2 is better than 1. You are tidying up that vibration so that you can attract the people and the partnerships, whether it's love, business, whatever, those partnerships that are aligned, okay? Because that's what the integration period does. It helps you now say, okay, I love myself enough, I've set these boundaries, and I love myself enough to now live these boundaries. Okay, I call it the spiritual rider. A celebrity has a contract where they say, in order for me to play, you got to have the green M&Ms, you got to have roses in my room, in the green room. My family has to be able to come, things like that. So I call it a spiritual rider, and I offer this in my I Came to Win course, which the link will be in the description if you're interested. And at the very least, create your spiritual rider. That's what this month is going to be about. Now that I have released, and now that I've surrendered, and now that I've received, and this and that, how am I going to integrate these boundaries into my life? Because those things might also show up, because a retrograde typically has that happen, so that you can face those and say, this is physically in front of me now. What am I going to choose? And even if you find yourself falling back into an old practice or an old process, you have moved so far past that old process that your awareness will kick in eventually, and you'll be able to fall right back in line, because it's about you refining, tidying up, as well as redefining. When I pick that up, we have the North Node showing up, okay? It's all about you embracing your true purpose and redefining the way that you've been doing things. If you've always been alone, it's time for you to embrace the fact that you might have a partnership that's coming in, okay? And if it does show up, it will be obvious that it's from Spirit, okay? Because one of the things I found, in fact, fairly recently, is that even though it did look like support when it showed up, when it started to feel out of the initial engagement, there were red flags that I was like, oh no, because I was just so happy to have some type of support show up. They're saying, don't do that. You really want to look at things from a place of who you are now, and not from a place of that wounded person who just is so happy that people are here. Okay, you want soul-aligned partnerships, and you do that by redefining, refining, non-judgmental reflection, and then deciding what gets to stay and what gets to go, because you're moving into your purpose. You're not moving into it, you're in it. It's all been a part of it. Thank God, okay? Because now that means you've moved past the hardest parts, Cancer. And that's not saying there's not going to be challenges, but you've made it this far. You're strong enough to know you can make it, so whatever is going to show up is going to pale in comparison to what you've already been through, okay? So embrace that. It's the truth. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these career and money cards, but I love this so much, because as soon as I pick this deck up for us Cancer, this retrograde we have watch, okay? So they want you to stay aware of what is showing up, because like I said, for that integration, are you truly the person that you've been saying that you are now? Because it's going to show up. It might even feel familiar. that might also be a trigger to say, hey, I don't want familiar anymore. I'm somebody else now, and I would love to see who I am and what I can do from this place of alignment. The second you decide that that's true, you now begin to set that new precedence. You've integrated who this person is, and now this person is creating from a place of alignment. Okay? It says it's time to profit, divine timing, which is what this is all about as well, seizing the moment. And it does say waiting period, and again, that is also, look, we are so sick of hearing about a waiting period as Cancers. I'm not even going to bullshit you. We are so sick of hearing the word wait, we are about to vomit. Real talk, okay? However, we also understand there's a gestation period. And what I was just saying, even in the last several readings that I did for Cancer, is that's that gestation period, okay? So that waiting period does represent what we've been in, but this also, that period of this retrograde might feel like more waiting because you're doing an integration. Remember what we were saying about now embodying these changes that we made? That's what this month is going to be. And once you do that, you shift that physical signal that you may have been giving off, because you may be spiritually ready to go, but your body might still be giving off that trauma. This is time for you to turn that, to integrate this new energy so that your body is no longer exuding that. And once you do that, Cancer, it's going to blow up. The right people, the right places, the right everything. And it doesn't have to take long, because they're definitely saying, you know, you may have been in some type of waiting period. You may have been just taking jobs, odd jobs here or there. Money's been a little weird, but or even laid off, they said here, okay? But right now, there's going to be this integration is going to bring in the profit or the ROI that you've been putting out, okay? But remember what I said about you tidying things up and saying, am I going to keep on banging my head against the wall trying to force this thing to work? Or am I going to do a quick scan, see what is working, and put my energy into that? Because that's where the fun is, okay? And that's why that's giving back to you. So we can say, oh, okay, well, you know what? Let me at least put more energy into this than this. That doesn't mean you have to stop this method. But once you stop obsessing about this having to be the thing, not only does that free up, but now you're redirecting your focus onto the thing that is working. So more that will work will come your way, okay? But yeah, it's good. This is going to be all about divine timing, trusting that, and seizing that moment when it shows up, okay? Because the moment you get aligned with it, that's when it happens. That's how you know you're aligned with it, okay? So let's get one of these career money cards and see what's going to show up for us for this retrograde. And then we'll jump into some area of focus and challenge and advice. Ooh, I love that so much, because you just saw me shuffle and watch still showed up at the bottom of the deck. They mean it. It's time to profit here, okay? Something is happening in divine timing, especially during this time as you're focusing on what is working. Get real honest and real non-judgmental about your list of what is working, not what you wish would work. What is working right now based on what I'm doing? How am I going to use that instead of me trying to force it to be this? Because it's not, again, not that it's not going to be this, but maybe there's some other things that need to come together before that becomes a thing too. Okay, but we do have, ooh, I love this so much. We have face and we have seal showing up. That's why I say this is a period of things coming together. Yes, you're integrating your new boundaries and your new way of moving, but that's making those opportunities move a different way and closer to you, because it has money skills, it has investors, it has taking a risk. It also says face value, so you do want to take things at face value, okay? This is not going to be a time to try to lead with your emotions, okay? Especially when it comes to your paper. When it comes to your paper, you want to be real about what's going on so that you can get your money right, because it's a form of balance as well. So when everything is in balance, that is when you most feel abundant and attract abundance, okay? We have self-made, we have fame, we have reputation, and we have exposure. Like I said, as you integrate this new version of you, you do start to blow up. And not only this, because it says it's time to profit, divine timing, you are now putting energy into what is working. So like I said, you're now attracting what is working, okay? And it did show up with business contracts, documents, and money gifts, okay? So you might want to, it says writing, it does say clerical, paperwork, and it says maybe you don't want to make, during this retrograde period, any major changes, because what's really saying is that these partnerships are coming into being behind the scenes. And so if you shift and try to just act right now, especially during this retrograde, because obviously they say during a retrograde, don't really get into anything new. You don't really want to try to start something new and during a retrograde, especially financially. Allow these, just work on that integration, honestly, and these contracts and the gifts is what they're definitely saying in the paperwork that's coming in the form of the partnerships that we had with the descendants showing up. They want you to be aware that there's something happening in the background, and not only is it going to require you to sign some type of a contract, but it's going to bring you some type of recognition, fame, and you're going to be paid for your value. Hell, investor just stood out. So whatever, take that as that resonates. Maybe you might want to start looking into finding investors, or have, come up with some type of a business plan or a sponsorship proposal where you could start having people help you become or reach the scale that you're seeking in your business or financially, because it did say gift of money, it said business contract, it said paperwork, and it said writing. Okay, so maybe it could be, if you're a writer or you write some type of content or scripts or something like that, you might be getting some type of recognition here, but it is going to be after this retrograde period, because what they're saying is it's, especially the first parts of this retrograde, it's only going to be about you integrating your new perspective. Okay, and you'll get the nudges as you do that, because remember, we had divine timing and watch still show up. You're still going to be receiving those nudges, and then as you do tidy things up with this Virgo energy, practically moving towards now what is working, focusing on what is working, not only do you start to get recognition, but you attract investors. You're looking more into money strategy and fine-tuning your money skills. And it's kind of funny, because I literally was saying this, because I talk to myself all the time. I mean, I need expert advice. But I was literally saying, you know what? I'm not like coming from a scarcity mindset, but now I really truly am focused on being smarter about money. And I love that awareness, because money's always been an issue in my life. And so for me to start feeling confident in money, or even just making moves and things like that, or moving from a place of trust, that's really a huge movement forward. And that's me, because I actually, even though I'm Cancer Sun Moon, I'm Virgo rising. That's that Virgo in me saying, hey, I can be all emotion and all water and all, but I'm going to need to ground myself in practical practices if I want to have success financially. And this is mainly because it's all about balance. If your finances are out of balance, then you are going to be experiencing some type of scarcity. Or if there's no balance in reciprocity, there's going to feel a need to not be able to stop, or I'll lose this, or something like that. Okay, so even if you are having success, it still has to be, where is this coming from? So that you can continue on the success, or you're going to exhaust yourself by feeling like you need to hold on to this, okay? But yeah, the first parts of the retrograde, which I think is going to be in a day or two, going all the way till around the 11th or 12th of August, or this one is lasting about 30 days. Once we come out of that, and I would say around mid-August, they're definitely confirming, that's when you're going to see the most evidence of the tidying up that you've been doing during the retrograde period. Use this next 30 days to tidy things up. Get clear and honest about what's working, non-judgmentally, because you're ready to see success. You're ready to get some ROI on your investment, and they're saying if you do this, you're now going to align with your new purpose and not be exuding that scarcity, and you're now going to see the recognition, maybe even investors, gifts of money, contracts, partnerships, because we did have partnership. 2 is better than 1. We had partnership show up. You're now going to be aligned with the divine timing, because the time is now. When I picked this up, we had the rose show up. It's all about financial relief. It says being content. Right now, you just have to find a place of acceptance, okay, in order to experience this financial relief. And you're going to be playing some type of supportive role or growing, okay? But right now is not the time to really start anything new. Right now is time for you to get very clear on what you're going to put your energy into once this retrograde is over, okay? At least until about the end of it, okay? But the first part of it is for you to say, now, this is how this is going to look, and this is how it's going to make me feel, and it has to be this, in my spiritual rider, okay? I'm creating my spiritual rider for this next 30 days, so that when things start to show up after this retrograde, I know exactly what to do. I know if this is in my rider, I'm going to look into it. If you're not talking my language, I'm going to just say no, because I believe there's more opportunities. Okay, and that's where we're getting at a place of belief and integration. So let's see what area of focus, but we do have the 9 of Pentacles actually showing up. It's like I said, it's to move you into that self-sufficiency. But you do want to be guided there, and we did have investor, and you're going to need to take risks, but you do want to take things at face value, especially when this business contract shows up, because you don't want to read too much into something. You want to take it for what it says. It's a contract, for fuck's sake. You want to be smart about it. Like I said, tap into the practicality of Virgo and say, okay, I need to get honest and practical about how I'm going to get my paper right, or how I'm going to grow my audience, or how I'm going to get more clients, or how I'm going to whatever. And you don't necessarily have to come up with a plan, but you want to be open to it being a different way. Okay, so let's see what the area of focus is going to be as we jump into the Pulp Tarot. What do you want Cancer to know for the area of focus? Ooh, I love that so much because it's the 3 of Pentacles energy, and it makes sense because we were just talking about the partnerships. They're definitely saying, Cancer, this is going to be a time, especially as you're doing that non-judgmental reflection, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles showing up, for you to look into, like I said, you don't have to start anything, but you want to start using this non-judgmental time to look into partnerships or possible collaborations, okay? Or something like that that's going to help you pool your talents and maybe make this into a bigger thing, okay? And that falls right in line with the contracts, because you might be when, after you start doing the reflection, you might be attracting those collaborations, and that's going to make you need to sign contracts or go into partnerships or make deals. And so you just want to hone your money skills by tidying up your perspective of money, how you feel about money, how you've been allowing money to move you. And then, like I say, you have investors showing up as well. And that might also be the collaboration, because we have investor and we have contracts showing up with the 3 of Pentacles, as well as 2 is better than 1. So be open to collaborations, okay? But with the Queen of Pentacles showing up, not only does it represent you manifesting those things, especially as you tidy up, but you want to do it from a place of ease and flow. Remember, the overarching energy of our awakening right now, Cancer, is that it's a quiet awakening, okay? It is going to be through rest and reflection that you see these outcomes. It is not going to be more action, okay? And you want to take the ease and the confidence of, because the Queen of Pentacles to me would be equivalent to the Nine of Pentacles, which is you have that confidence that it just flows to you, okay? It's just easy. You don't need to get out there and do anything right now during this retrograde. You're just preparing the atmosphere because this stuff is coming to you. And that's what they really want to be implicit about. Let me get one more for the area of focus, because they're just, and they're saying, like I said, you're not starting anything new, but maybe make a list of possible people you might want to. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be just people you could collaborate with, because we create our own reality. Name some people that you would love to work with and really see yourself in that position, and just let the universe handle the details, and you be blown away at how things will show up. Because once this retrograde is in full effect, you're going to be in a place of needing to sign some type of contract because some type of investor or partnership is coming through. So you just want to work on what you bring to the table and what you're exuding, so that you can put yourself in a place of expectancy for this. Okay, let me get one more, please, for this area of focus for my beautiful Cancer. Queen of Cups. There you are, Cancer. This is going to be the time. Remember what I was literally just saying? It isn't a time for you to go run out there and try to do more. It is the time for you to do this through that self-care, through that nurturing, through that taking care of yourself, through that setting boundaries and integrating those boundaries into now who you are. No longer accepting less. Accepting that you not only deserve more, but you are more. The Queen of Cups is the queen that kind of has it all. She has the clarity of the Queen of Swords. She has the clarity of the Queen of Pentacles. She has the clarity and the passion of the Queen of Wands, and the confidence of the Queen of Wands. So she can just love. She can do things from a nurturing and loving place because she has that groundedness in all of those queens. And it shows up with the Ten of Cups. Right now you are only moving from a place of fulfillment. That's going to fall right in line with how you're tidying things up. What do I feel like doing? And it's very interesting because as a content creator, you can get into this loop of needing things to turn out a certain way, and that really does drain you. It really takes away from what you really, the whole purpose of even starting a channel is because I love doing this. And it's like, okay, if I start getting lost in the numbers, then now I'm not doing things from a place of fulfillment. And so one of the major things that I got for my own personal reading and channeled was ask myself, what do I feel like doing today? What would feel the most aligned? If I didn't have to try to worry about getting people to see it, would I still be happy doing it? And the way that I'm doing it now feels so much more fulfilling. And so they're saying the more you move towards what's fulfilling and just do it from a loving place and do it from a self-care and nurturing, authentic place. That's the other thing about the queens. They're authentic because they're grounded in what they know. And if she's coming from an emotional love place, and God is love. And that's why God embodies all of those things, the clarity, the financial, physical existence, as well as the passion. That's why love is all of it. Okay, but this retrograde financially is going to be about you asking yourself, even if you are a content creator or you still have to do business in some way, what would be the most fulfilling way to express myself? Okay, and sometimes we get lost in not maybe knowing how to do that. But right now, that's what we're spending this period getting comfortable doing. We're integrating this new perspective of we can have it easy and have it exactly the way that we want it, okay? So let's see if there's any challenges that might show up. Yeah, this really falls in line with the general messages that I just did for just the overview of the retrograde, is that it's going to be all about self-care, loving yourself, and choosing what Cancer needs right now. Unapologetically. Okay, it has to be that way. You're not doing it because you're a dick. You're doing it because, look, I cannot continue to give and not and feel unfulfilled. Okay, it's starting to throw other things in my life off balance. I've got to. Okay, the moon showing up as the challenge, and it's only because you not only during this time the past will show up, your shadow self will show up, because the moon represents your shadow self. You might have a little bit of, I was gonna say, if there is a challenge, it's just for you tuning into that ease as your shadow self shows up, or you making that decision, or still feeling confident or abundant, or still feeling that way as these things show up. But remember what I said about integration. They're showing up for you to say, no, I set this boundary now, so it isn't. This is what it is now. No, I don't drink. You know what I mean? Or like I stopped drinking, so no. Somebody offers me a beer, no, I don't drink. Or, whatever your thing is that is an absolute no for you right now, Cancer. This is what that integration period is for you to say, yeah, this is an absolute no. And that's right on down to scarcity consciousness. That's right on down to making moves from a wounded place. This is your time to say no to it. I don't do that anymore. And mean it, okay? And once you start to do that, then you do start to feel a little bit more in the flow of ease, because you'll not only see it, but the only thing that keeps the one, or not the only thing, but one of the main things is that gives us resistance is indecisiveness. Once you make the decision that no, this is the truth now, the universe shows you the new truth in every way. But if there's any confusion or any doubt or any back and forth or any of that stuff, you're going to see the confusion and you're going to feel it. Okay, that's why they say, don't you worry about trying to do anything right now. Just work on taking care of yourself and doing things from a place of love. The collaborations will come into play. Things will be revealed, because things are coming up from a very deep subconscious place, so that you can move into this new, okay? And so things that might show up during this retrograde might bring that up a little bit. So you're going to be seeing your shadow self a little bit. Not only are they saying be gentle with yourself, even if you happen to fall back into a habit, thought, or person, but once you're aware, let it go. Oh man, this retrograde was a motherfucker. But now I know, so we're not doing it anymore. Goodbye. We're starting from this moment now. The answer is no from right now on. Thank you for showing me why it should have been no at first, but that's okay that it wasn't. Be gentle with yourself. That's the one thing that's going to help you the most align with your soul's purpose. Who you truly are is just to be like, yeah, fine, I made that mistake. I thought it might feel better. Things haven't really been moving that much. I have been lonely. Whatever it is. I have been, so yeah, I let this person come back over again. Damn, that was stupid. Because no sooner than I made that decision did I start to feel the discord in my body, even if I still let it happen. Second I saw that motherfucker, I was like, oh man, what did I do? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you start to feel the discord if you know that it's not the right decision for you. Especially if you've moved way beyond that relationship, or way beyond that thought, or way beyond that job, or that perspective. If you fall back into that perspective, you're going to feel it instantly, because you know it's not true. You've already grown past that, and you can tell you're fitting yourself back into an old shirt that doesn't fit anymore. Okay? So let's go ahead and so some subconscious stuff might come up. Feeling that ease. The past is probably going to show up. Your shadow self might be a little bit of a challenge. They still want you to embrace this Queen of Cups. And not only is it us, male or female, But they want you to just take care of yourself. Do it through self-care and love. That's what this awakening is going to be about. That's how you're going to receive the most progress and receive the divine timing moment where it's time for you to seize it, okay? Give us some advice for my beautiful Cancer, and then I will get you guys an angel number and send you on your beautiful way, guys. But use this retrograde. First of all, stop claiming that it's going to be this bad time. Yes, there's going to be a few blips technologically. There's going to be a few this and that. The past is going to probably show up in thoughts, people, or things, or actions. Use this as a time to integrate your new boundaries. And again, even if you fall back into something, just realize, oh, this is where I'm at with this for real. Now I know where to put the focus on letting that go, or do a burning bowl ritual, or do some type of, writing down oh shoot, this is still active. I'm still doing this. Oh no. Quick little release ritual. Done. Okay, claim it now, because in every moment you have the power to change whatever it is, okay? But we definitely have the advice is the Hangman and the Ten of Swords, okay? Remember what I said about it being that quiet awakening, because right now you're working on living that new perspective. So right now surrender is going to is going to be the only thing you're going to be asked to do, so that you can let these cycles end and move on towards the new horizon, okay? Because literally says the sun, and you saw I didn't even look until right now. You're letting this end so that you can move towards a new horizon. You're receiving the guidance, and you are taking action. You're going to have to, but you want to move from a place of inspired action so that you're not draining yourself, because this awakening and this change and this new perspective is going to come through surrender. Confirmed with that coming out with the Ten of Swords and the sun. Letting it end is going to bring in the new horizon. The sun is coming up, Cancer, okay? And it is coming up through the moon. So hang in there, okay? Because some things do have to come up to come out, but it's all to help you get practical about your energy and where you're placing it, and if it's even still worth your time, okay? So start right now with just making a list of what you're doing and seeing, and then not even obsessively, because even if it's something that might not be providing numbers, but you feel fulfilled doing it, then that is still giving to you. But if you feel drained trying to keep it together and the numbers are fucked, let that baby go. It's not worth it. It is not worth your time anymore, okay? Because you're making space, and that's the perfect way to look at this retrograde, especially when it comes to your paper. You're making space for the things that you've created, and they're going to be showing up at the end of this retrograde or fresh out of that energy, okay? So just brace yourself, get prepared, because the sun is coming up. The sun is up, and we had the strength to show up to confirm. Tap into that infinite strength. Is for you to now use what you've learned to step fully into your power. Okay, Cancer? So I hope something did resonate. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. I'm doing this because I am a Cancer Sun Moon, and I absolutely love interacting and talking to you guys. So please do feel free to leave comments and things like that. I do love it. If you're interested in booking a reading, everything's going to be in the description, or you can just go ahead and shoot me a DM, and I'll give you a link to where you can check out more information for that. Yeah, let's just take care of each other. If you're interested in taking that course, that link is also going to be in the description. Also, I have the 30-day manifestation challenge that I have there. That link is also there. So yeah, I'm here for you, Cancer. If I can help in any way, please do let me know. And at the very least, if these readings are helping you, please do interact, and please do. It does help the channel, and it does help me know that I am reaching the people that these are meant for, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to pull you one angel number so that you could kind of take it as a kiss from the universe as you move throughout this retrograde, as everything is going to be all right. everything is all right. It's all part of the manifestation, okay? If you just embrace that truth, it really takes the pressure off of what's happening. You can at least start to see things from a perspective of trying to understand it instead of this catastrophe of, I always do this, I'm such a loser, this always happens, I never have this, I never have that, people are all just like this. It at least gives a little push into the energy being able to flow in a way that you'll be able to see it differently with the hangman showing up, okay? First, we have rebellion showing up, which is, if you see 510, not only do fives represent change, but if you see 510, they want you to know that this is meant for you to blaze a trail. Okay, this is why it's okay for you to take this step back and allow the guidance, because you might not be doing it the way that it's usually done. So yeah, it might be a little hard. You think the people that created the airplanes, everybody was just like, oh yeah, you guys are right, we can fly. No. It took them a lot of time and probably a lot of ridicule and a lot of inner strength that they needed to tap into, and belief in their vision that they had to push through whatever it is. Okay, so tap into that infinite strength and know that when you see this number, it's a kiss from the universe to remind you that it's because you're blazing a trail. You're here to do it your way. That's what rebellion would show up as. Okay, I'm here to do this my way. And when you do truly realize that, tap into that energy of I'm here doing this lovingly, authentically, and my way, you start to receive the real people, okay? Because you're not just putting on a show for whoever. You're doing it for the people that it resonates with and the people that are ready for your message, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and just pull one of these angel numbers, and I'm going to send you on your beautiful way. I really love you, Cancer, and I do hope that these are helping you in some way, because I know they're helping me, and just knowing that it reaches anybody is a blessing for me. So I'm truly grateful, and I'm here for you in every way. And again, if you want to book a reading, if I can help even do a one-card pull for you, I do have a 111 reading that you can do, and then if it helps you, then you can decide if you want something deeper, okay? Truth. When you see 99, first of all, nines represent completion. We saw cycles ending. Okay, so just know that tap into your truth, whatever it is, and that's confirmed also with that rebellion card. What does it look like to you? How does it feel to you? How does it have to feel to you? And we have compassion. When you see 369, just tap into compassion, tap into love. It's an ask for you to lovingly tap into your truth. Because we also have 9 showing up here, and 3s and 6s, okay? 3s are about expansion, 6s are about harmony, and 9 is about completion or fulfillment, okay? So in order to fulfill your truth, you're going to want to tap into love and compassion for you, Cancer, okay? Right now it is not coming from a place of being selfish, it's coming from a place of you being ready to have and feel fulfilled in what you're doing, okay? And if you do this, I can guarantee you will start to feel more fulfilled in what you're doing, okay? But you do want to take an honest assessment of what is draining you and what is working, and start putting that energy into what's working. You will see progress probably right away, because the quantum field collapses instantly once you're in alignment, your body, mind, and soul, okay? So thank you again for watching. Please do subscribe, like, share, comment. If these are helping you, just know that it is coming from a place of love, true authenticity, and I am here for you if you need me. Thank you for watching. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys. Take care of each other. Peace.